have to understand that we have taken the 8 precepts. Now you understand what the 8 precepts that you have taken, because I repeated it translated in English, didn't I? Yeah. So that means these are higher virtues. So the reason why we are taking these higher virtues are, during our normal days, the days that you go to school and doing all other things, we always indulge in sensual pleasures. Do you understand what that means? Our minds are always going here and there. We are thinking about all other things that we see, we hear, we smell, we taste. We get attached to things unnecessarily. And because we get attached to things, our minds flutter. Doesn't it happen to you? You understand it happens, no? But on a day that we take 8 precepts, it's a very calming day, because we are trying to look within us and try to control ourselves and understand what is happening in our mind. The mind is the forerunner of everything that happens within us. So we are trying to see whether we can calm down, on an 8 precept day, and see whether we can relax and understand whether we are getting evil emotions, unwholesome things, or whether we attend to wholesome things. Because we all know that if we attend to unwholesome things, even through our mind, we are generating what? Karma. And those unwholesome karmas are not going to give us happiness. Right? So all unwholesome karmas going to give us bad results. And the wholesome karmas are going to give us good results. Right? So according to the Buddhist teaching. So when we are venerating and we are offering the Buddha Puja to the Buddha, now that is a good time that we can earn merits. I know some people understand that. Now you all have to understand, because our mind is concentrated on wholesome actions. So we don't do this mind doesn't go here and there. We have to be concentrating, be alert, and be patient, and read the words meaningfully, so that we spend our time it's a purposeful. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So during this still time, the day that we observe in still also, we must try to accumulate wholesome goodness, right? Wholesome karma, and that is why we are here. So we learn the Dhamma, and then not only learning, we are also practicing the Dhamma. So when we practice the Dhamma here in this place, after we leave here also, what are we going to do? We are still going to follow those good actions, aren't we? We are not just going to drop it here, go home and forget everything, isn't it? So whatever that you have learned, whatever you learn here, when you go back, you go home, you must think about it, contemplate on it. Understand? You think about it and then try to practice it in your daily life. So Buddhism teaches you how to live well, how to live happily. And so that way, when you practice the Buddhist teachings, even though you are young children, you grow up with those good qualities, and so you grow as good individuals. You understand? So you must all practice the 5 precepts, 8 precepts on the seal day, and then always think about those good qualities that you need to practice. You may break 1 or 2. Sometimes you might be able to tell a lie, 1 or 2 lies, but after you do that, what do you think you should do? You must think about it. I did a lie, now I have to forgive myself, and then I try not to do it again. Alright? That's the way to go. That's how you develop. Understand? So now last time, I taught you the sutra. Do you remember the sutra I taught you last time? About what did we talk?
Dhamma
about the virtues. Good. Do you remember the name of the sutra? It's called the Chandala Sutra. Remember? So in the Chandala Sutra, the Buddha says, endowed with these 5 qualities, a lay follower is a jewel of a lay follower. Remember that? So lay followers are people like you. Not the monks and nuns, but the lay followers are you. Right? Upasakas and upasikas. So what are the 5 qualities? So the lay follower, when they follow these 5 qualities, is like a jewel of a lay follower. Why do we use that word jewel? It shines and it's worth, no? It has a higher value. So the jewel of a lay follower, is that what you want to be? You want to follow? That is why you come here, isn't it? You want to become a jewel of a lay follower. So we all have enough jewel of a lay followers, jewel of lay youngsters, because you decided to come and observe the precepts today, didn't you? It's very good. Now, also Buddha says, a lotus of a lay follower. You know, the flower lotus has a high value in Buddhism. Do you know why the lotus has a high value? Why?
Because it grows out of the mud.
Yeah, it grows in the mud and
it blooms lovely in the sun.
It grows lovely. It shoots up out of the water and it blooms so beautifully with color and with nice fragrance. And everybody likes this lotus flower. Does anyone say, I don't like lotus flower? No, because we all like, because it's so beautiful and it's quite bigger than those other flowers, isn't it? So the Buddha says, what's mud composed of? Yeah? Water and dirt, isn't it? So even though it grows in the dirt, when it springs up to be a beautiful flower. So this is how the Buddha says that the lay follower must be like a lotus. Now always remember that. Always remember that you grow in the dirt. That means you get mixed with all kinds of people. Good, bad, evil, kind, who tells lies, harsh speech, people talking, carrying tales, isn't it? So with all that, the gem of a lay follower shoots up. It springs up to be a beautiful one. So then, what are the 5? So he or she has faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha and is virtuous. These are your sila. And the 3rd one is not eager for protective charms and ceremonies. And you are not superstitious. So the 4th one is you trust karma and not protective charms and ceremonies. And the 5th one is you do not search for recipients outside the order. So now endowed with these 5 qualities, a lay follower is a jewel of a lay follower, a lotus of a lay follower, a fine flower of a lay follower. Now these are the very important principles that we need to understand at the beginning when you are young. Right? Now we have to follow those 5. Right. So now in your day-to-day life, you must always look at these qualities and you must learn to develop these qualities. Right? The main important thing here, the Buddha says, is the precepts. So if you are breaking precepts, you have to remember that you have to forgive yourself and come back, right, to do the right thing over and over again. Because if you practice the precepts, you can lead a very harmless, very good life. Okay? Right. Now I'm going to talk to you about, today I have a nice story. And today's topic is about the Brahma Viharas. You know, the 4 abiding states. Have I taught you about Brahma Viharas before? No. Okay. So there is a nice story to go with that. And today's meditation also is about, we are going to practice the Brahma Vihara meditation. Okay? So all these days we have been practicing, what are the meditation techniques that we practiced before? We did a lot of Metta meditation, and also we did Buddha Anusati, didn't we? We did Buddha Anusati, and today we are going to do the Brahma Vihara meditation. I'm going to teach you a new technique, but also it's got Metta in it. In the 4 Brahma Viharas, there is Metta in it, right? And then the story that I'm also going to read to you is about how the Bodhisattva practice Brahma Viharas, the 4 abiding states of mind, right? Okay. So I want you to sit in a comfortable position. I will teach you what Brahma Viharas are when I start doing the story to you. So now you keep your sit in a very comfortable position, keeping your right palm on your left. Sit up nice and straight, and then you will be comfortable. Right? So have your eyes closed. When you meditate, you have to be very still. You have to sit still, concentrate, and make the best out of it. Try and make the best out of it. So that means you have to concentrate and do it really well. Okay? Because then only you can gain peace and tranquility. Right. Now first what we do is we forgive. It is called the forgiveness. First we forgive ourselves, right, for breaking the precepts, and forgive ourselves if we have done any bad. Now I want you to have your eyes closed, because without your eyes closed you can't do meditation. But don't sleep. Keep your hands nice and straight. Do it. No, not like that. You don't meditate like that. Right palm on your left. In your lap. In your lap. Like this. That's right. Right? Now keep them closed. So now, when I repeat the lines, you can absorb the meaning while keeping your eyes closed. Right? Now, if there is any way I have harmed myself, either knowingly or unknowingly, through action of body, speech or mind, I ask forgiveness. If there is any way I have suffered harm by reason of anything I have thought or said or done, I forgive myself. If there is any way I have harmed another, either on purpose or by accident, by reason of anything I have thought or said or done, I ask forgiveness. If there is any way another has harmed me, either knowingly or unknowingly, through action of body, speech or mind, I forgive them. Right. May I live with ease and in safety, free from physical affliction. May I open to any physical suffering in me with courage, caring, and kindness. May I live with ease, free of physical suffering. May I live with ease, free of mental anguish. May I open to any mental suffering in me with courage, caring, and kindness. May I live with ease, free of mental suffering. May I live with ease, free of suffering and the roots of suffering. May I open to the suffering I see in others. May we open to each other's suffering with courage, caring, and kindness. May we live with ease, free of suffering and the roots of suffering. And that is the Brahma Vihara of Karuna meditation. Now we are going into the Mudita. the selfless joy. May I open to the joy that is in me and be happy. Recollect all the good things that you have done in your life. Being generous, being kind to others, sharing with others. Bring all those good thoughts into your mind. And now, may I open to the joy that is in me and be happy. May I open to the joy in others and be happy. May we open to each other's joy and be happy. So mudita meditation is, and the mudita or altruistic joy is being happy for the others, just like yours. Now next we are going to practice the equanimity. May I open to the silence and stillness within me and be at peace. May we open to the silence and the stillness in each other and be at peace. May I open to the silence and stillness within me and be at peace. May we open to the stillness and silence in each other and be at peace. Equanimity is the balance of mind, unshakable balance of mind. Now we are going to begin the meditation. May I let go the boundless of the heart, mind, awaken and be free. May all here live with ease, free from suffering and the roots of suffering. May we open to the joy within us and be happy. May we open to the silence and stillness within us and be at peace. May we let go the boundless of the heart, mind, awaken and be free. May my friends, family and loved ones, all whom I hold dear, be free from suffering and the roots of suffering. May we be happy, may we be peaceful, may we be free. May all in my community and place of work, or at school and at home, those whom I know and do not know, whom I like and do not like, with whom I have had some difficulty, may we all live with ease. May we all be happy. May we all be peaceful. May we all be free. May all those who have suffered violence and all those who have committed violence against them live with ease, free of suffering and the roots of suffering. May they again be happy. May they again live in peace. May they be awakened. Just as a mother protects her child, her only child, with her life if need be, so too with the boundless heart may we cherish all living beings, suffusing the entire world with unobstructed loving kindness. May all beings live with ease, free from suffering and the roots of suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. All beings who walk the earth, all beings who fly in the skies above, all beings who swim in the waters below, all beings now living, all beings gone beyond, all beings yet to be born, all beings in all the realms of existence. May all beings live with ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering. Okay, now you can come out of your meditation. Did you feel the happiness of giving? What were you giving? What were you giving to others? What did you give the others? What were you doing now? Didn't you give anything? No? What did you give just now? What is the happiness you got by giving your loving thoughts to others? Giving is not only giving parcels and gifts and things. Giving the loving kindness, that is also kind of generosity, giving others your happiness. And you're sharing it with others. So that way also you earn merits. You gain good results because they are wholesome. Understand? So every time when you're having these good thoughts, compassionate thoughts, sharing with others and also being happy for others, which we call mudita, altruistic joy, you should be able to be happy for others as well. When you see someone doing something good, when you see some good results, your mind, which way do you turn your mind, to unwholesome or wholesome? If you get jealous, what happens? You get an unwholesome feeling. But if you feel happy for that person, wholesome. So which one do we like? We must try and generate the wholesome thought, right? So this is how the Buddhist Buddha teaches us. So that way you earn happiness, you gain happiness because you're pure. You did the right thing, you did the good thing, and that way you can be very happy. Understand that? Yeah, so you must always remember, when we see someone wearing a nice dress or some pants or something, someone does a good job, your mind should quickly convert it to a wholesome way, wholesome thought, right? Not the unwholesome thought, because if you generate a unwholesome thought and I feel jealous, I don't have that and I don't, and then that way what will happen is you will gain unwholesome merits, and you don't want that, do you? No. So we always look for the good side of life. We look for the good things, not the unwholesome things. Right. So Brahma Viharas. Now I will just quickly explain to you about Brahma Viharas. So next time when I come and when I ask you what are the Brahma Viharas, you have to tell me. Okay? Now see, you know what a Vihara is, you know? Vihara. What is Vihara? It's like a pagoda, you know? Pagoda. So Brahma Vihara. See, Brahma is the, you know who the Brahma is? The Brahma is the God of the God. Right? The God of the God. The higher than the God. That is the highest you can reach in the Deva realm. The Brahma is the highest. So that now these qualities are very higher. People who practice in very higher states, who have very high states of mind. Brahma. So, and it's called Vihara because it's a dwelling place. You know, Vihara means the pagoda is a dwelling place that is kept for safely, kept well. So that's why it's called Brahma Vihara, right? So, and the Brahma Vihara, so these Brahma qualities should be dwell in our mind always. It should be in our mind always. That is why they are called Brahma Viharas. The four abiding states of mind, or they call it the four sublime states. So the first one is, can you tell me the first one? Metta. That's first one is Metta. Metta is loving kindness. Now try and remember, right? First one is loving kindness. Second one, Karuna. Karuna is compassion. What is it? Compassion. So compassion is a state. Now you know loving kindness, I have taught you many times, loving kindness is goodwill, friendliness, and just the way you treat your good friend. When you meet your best friend, your very good friend, you treat that person the same way. That is called loving kindness, and the same way you have to treat everyone, right? And then the compassion is, now when we see someone in sorrow, in someone in trouble, in difficulties, now you have a feeling in your heart, isn't it? So you feel for the other person, you want to help the other person. That is what is called compassion, right? Now see, you know the loving kindness and the compassion. The third one is altruistic joy, or you call it joy for others. What is it? Joy for others. Now in our meditation also we learned that joy for others, and that is very important because most people find it very difficult to be happy for others, isn't it? That's the most difficult one. So joy for others, since from our young age we must learn to develop that. Because some people have a lot of competition in them, isn't it? So when you have competition, also you can't develop that kind of joy for others. Then the fourth one is equanimity. Now that's a very important one. Equanimity. Say that. Equanimity. So it is in your life. Now you have ups and downs. Do you have ups and downs? You have. You do, no? What are the ups and downs you face in your normal life? Now you must always put it into your own practice, own life. What are your ups and downs? Have you ever failed a subject? Have you ever missed? Have you had any death in your families? You have. So now these are ups and downs, and also you have had happiness. So now these are the ups and downs. Then also, have you been praised by someone? At times, isn't it? And have you been dispraised, honored and dishonored? At times they happen, right? And also, have you got blamed and praised by someone? Yes, you do. And then happiness and sorrow, just as we said, we have had happiness. And now these 8, they are called 8 worldly conditions, or we call them. Now these contingencies, they rotate in our life. They always rotate in our life. We have ups and downs, difficulties and peace, and also honor, dishonor, blame, praise. So now this equanimity, the state of equanimity is you have a balanced state of mind. When they go up and down, your mind doesn't flutter. You keep a balance. You try to keep a balance. How can you keep that balance? It's hard if you don't understand the Buddha's teaching. But if you can meditate a little, and if you can understand the reality of nature, that is the time you can keep that balance of mind. And that is very important in our life, because in our life we can get a lot of obstacles in our life. And when obstacles arise, and say maybe a sudden death, or maybe a sickness, and maybe you can fail an exam, and some people cannot cope up. Right? So now this is why we practice and we learn the Buddhist teachings so that we can have this balance, so that we don't suffer too much during these contingencies. Alright? Okay. So now Arahat is a person whose mind doesn't flutter at a time like this. So even a praise comes, he's not shaking. Even a blame comes, the Arahat doesn't shake his mind. For both, he's just the same. Can you see what a good feeling that is? When you don't flutter, no unhappiness comes in you. And you don't overwhelmed by them either. So you're just balanced. So this balance of mind is the one that we need to keep in mind, that we always need to develop. So as you progress in your learning and your meditation practice, those 8 worldly contingencies, you must learn to balance it out, without going into extremes. So you don't flutter. So when you have ups, you're okay, you're happy. When you have downs also, you must realize that it is a part of the life process. It's part of the nature. Yes? You have to make up that mind so that you don't suffer too much. We suffer in samsara because we have this attachment to things. So slowly you have to detach from things, but you must do your duties. You have your certain duties, you do all your duties and slowly get detached from things. That doesn't mean not to love your parents. You must love your parents. Help them out, look after them, but mustn't get too attached, because when you get too attached, then the dukkha arises. Right? The dukkha arises. Sorrow, yes. Okay? Right, so now these are the 4 Brahma Viharas. Can you tell me the 4 Brahma Viharas? What are they? Metta, loving kindness. Second one? Karuna, very good. What is Karuna? Compassion. Yeah. The third one is Mudita, or being altruistic joy, or being happy for others. Very good. And the 4th one is equanimity. Equanimity, a balanced state of mind. Right? So they are very, very important. So an Arahat, when you become an Arahat, Arahat has these 4 great qualities of Brahma Viharas, fully developed. A person who has wisdom, who has gained wisdom, has developed these 4 great qualities. So now after tea, I am going to read this, tell you a story about the Bodhisattva, how he developed this kind